Great. I'm gonna look at my script. And I'm starting sort of this way. Good? Do you want me to clap again? Okay. Hi, I'm Justin from Storied, and I'm a maker. I've made clothing and music and puppets, and I'm on a journey to meet other makers across campus and learn about their shops and the way that they work. And today, we're at one of my favorite places, Krannert Center for the Performing Arts, where we'll go behind the scenes in the prop shop to learn how these artists bring stories to life on stage. So let's head backstage and get to Making Illinois. We are here in the upholstery shop with Bridgette Dona. Bridgette, you are a grad student in, tell me if I got this right, Stage, Properties, Design, and Management.
Yes.
And with a degree in Stage, Properties, Design, and Management, you are working to be a props master.
So a properties manager is the person who is in charge of everything that the actor touches and interacts with on stage. We kind of describe it as when you're packing up your house to move, everything that you pack into boxes, everything that you move with you is a prop. We find all of the things that go on the walls, all of the things that the actors interact with, and we are in charge of curating that and then handing it to our stage management team and our crew to keep track of during the run of the show.
Tell me about the spaces that you use within Krannert Center. We're in the upholstery shop.
Yeah, everything that's soft goods is worked on in here. So fabric, if we need to do, we often use our computers in here because it's a lot safer. You're not going to get paint spilled on it in here.
Next door is the prop shop.
Yes.
Which is a lot dirtier.
Paint, anything, everything that needs to get done. Most of our work is done in the prop shop. So we're working on carpentry. We've got all of our big tools in there, our chop saw, our bandsaw, that sort of stuff. Paint, we've got our paint sink, everything in there so that we can do anything that we need to do to create a prop.
And I imagine a lot of that machinery is duplicated then across the hall in the scene shop.
Yeah.
Is that mostly so that you can have two staffs working separately?
Ease of use. We don't have to run across the hall to cut something and then run back. And then, you know, if someone's using that one over there, you would have to wait. So we've got our own tools in our prop shop so that we don't have to compete for time and space with the scene shop.
Tell me about the piece that you're going to work on today that we'll see in a little bit and sort of how you approached that project.
So the piece we're working on is the iron lung, because there's a character in our show who's confined to an iron lung. So basically, we did a lot of research to begin with on what an iron lung is. It was first used in the 1920s to treat polio victims. So it basically is a negative pressure ventilator, meaning that the bellows at the end of our iron lung pulls out, pulling the air from inside the chamber that the patient is in, causing their chest to expand, and it pulls air into their lungs. When the bellows would go back, it would let air into the chamber, letting the air out of the person's lungs. We're building one that's not fully functional. Our actor can breathe.
Sure.
But we're building one that will look like it's functioning on stage. So this is my initial drawing, what I did when my set designer came to me and said, hey, for this show, we need an iron lung. And I said, how are we going to build this?
So that prompt comes from the set designer.
Yeah.
They say, we need X, Y, and Z.
Yep. I was given this page.
So this is your reference. Mm-hmm. From here, you did a hand drawing.
Yep. Initial sketch out. From there, I got together with my classmate Charles, and he worked on 3D modeling it on the computer.
So you can do a lot of that science and engineering work in the computer.
Yeah.
So you don't make the mistakes down the road in
Hopefully.
actual.
Yeah.
In theory.
In theory.
You're catching a lot of those mistakes on the
Exactly.
computer. Now, is this something that you'll build and deliver totally completed for rehearsals?
Our goal is to have it totally enclosed by the time we get into rehearsal. It may not be painted and fully made to look pretty and everything, but by the time we get into rehearsals, we want it to be as close to what they're going to be working with as we can.
Well, let's head across the hall to the scene shop, and we're going to meet Charles over there and start working on this iron lung.
Yep, we are.
Alrighty. So Bridgette, this is the iron lung.
In process, yes.
Tell me what state we're in right now and what we're working on today.
So in process right now, basically we have the ribs of the iron lung, for lack of a better term. Basically the inside structure. So we have a plate that will go here that our actor will lie on, and he'll be inside of this structure using a kind of handle system to make it breathe at the end there. There'll be a post that goes up and attaches to here, and 2 posts that come up that the actor will hold, and he will push it in to go out like this, and then he'll be able to pull it back to pull it in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's our goal for today.
Very cool. Let's get making.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll go grab Charles.
Great.
Which wood we need to attach this piece to this piece. We're curious.
And this is going to be the slot.
Yep. For sure.
And tell us
Most of our structural yeah, this crossbeam.
Bridgette, we're back. This is the iron lung.
Yes.
Talk to me about what's happened since we last talked.
So when you were here last, it was just ribs, and we were working on making it functional. Since then, we managed to make it functional. We have added a skin of bendy plywood. We painted it up to a medical yellow color. And then we got to add all of our flash and trash, which is all of these extra little pieces that make it look a little more authentic.
Sure. Talk to me about what all this is. This is not actual medical equipment.
No. So like this piece here are pieces off of a lamp. This is a sink faucet.
Okay.
This is another piece of a lamp that we put and drew on with Sharpie, the pressure gauge. All of this is just some thin plastic with little rhinestone beads that have been hot glued on. And then these pieces, as well as the wing nuts on the end, are the tops of little applesauce pouches.
The little
Yep.
twist off. Okay. Talk me through the process of these little wing nuts.
Okay, yeah.
How does this happen? How do I get from the little green piece of garbage to this?
So I like to say that props are hoarders because we keep everything. We go, we look at something, you go, ooh, that could work for something. And then we go into our storage room that has all of our many pieces of craft stuff and things. And our artisan Charles was going through and found them and said, well, these look like wing nuts. I'm gonna put them on. And so, and then was, going, okay, these need little caps. So he cut the wings off of them and stuck them on here and painting them up silver, and you'd never know what they actually are unless someone were to tell you.
I'm choosing to think of it not as hoarding, but as forethought.
Yes.
To keep this many weeks of applesauce lids.
Things also get donated to us.
Sure.
So people in the public will keep things saying, oh, I can recycle this, and their recycling is,
Right.
well, I'll give it to the prop shop.
Absolutely. This looks like the real thing. And from 10 feet back, if I'm in the front row still, I mean, this is so convincing.
Thank you.
This is really great work. This is so cool.
That is the ultimate vindication of my job, is someone saying, well, I couldn't tell that it was made of plastic. I couldn't tell that it was wood. I believed fully that it was an iron lung.
Right, absolutely. Bridgette, is there anything else that you want to tell us about this experience, working on this, working here in the Krannert Center?
So this is my first big show here at the Krannert Center. I was working as a co-props head for my last show. So this is the first one that I kind of have ownership over. And I got to have a great experience of working with my fellow props MFAs to say, I've never done this before. I want to make it look like this, but I don't know how. How can, what do you know that I don't, that we can, pass back and forth and make this into reality and make it look just as best as possible?
Yeah, and it really does. It looks so great. This is beautiful work.
Oh, thank you so much.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
on the stage of the Virginia Theater.
Yep.
And we will see the rest of you next time on Making Illinois.